Hey everybody, today I want to show you how to beat the Faybreak Tower boss using normal settings, but defeating it in hard mode. So there's going to be a lot of steps and a lot of different things that are going to give me advantages. You don't have to do every single one, but it's going to make it a lot easier if you do. So let's start off with how are we doing damage. We're going to be using the multi-guided missile launchers, and I've made quite a few of them. Why? Because I can shoot 1, 2, 3, 4. Shoot 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, and then once these 4 are done, I can quick switch them out to another set that is already reloaded. Alongside that, we're going to be using attack pendant +1, attack pendant +2, and then a life pendant just, on top. Try to get the best armor possible. I'm going to be using the new advanced shield, and then I'm actually going to be using my old +steel armor just because I have it in epic, and then I'm just going to use a +steel helmet in rare just because it's fine. For some buffs, we're going to want to go ahead and be eating the mozzarella cheeseburger. The other thing is, let's go ahead and make some carbonara for the Blazamut, my ride, right? So I increased my own attack, but there's, might as well increase the defense of the thing that I'm riding. You're going to want to make sure that your attack is maxed, and then just put your health as high as possible. As far as what pals you're going to be using, you're going to want 4 Gopfins, obviously maxed out, because each of these, while in your party, gives you an attack buff. And then lastly, we're going to want a rideable mount. Since the pal is ice, we're going to want something to ride that increases basically fire damage. Blazama, in this case, is one of the stronger ones. I have multiple at high levels, so we're going to use this. Okay, now once again, we're going to go ahead and do this in normal mode. Okay, let's go to the tower. Alright, the food's been eaten. Time to go ahead and step into the arena here. Now, all the work has been done to prepare for the fight itself. The last thing we have to do now is to essentially learn the patterns. Now, right away, the first thing you're going to want to do is get rid of the little minions. So they're just going to mess you up. They're going to mess up, your pattern running around. They're going to start, killing your ride. So go ahead and just get rid of the little minions first. Once they're gone, you can essentially focus on the big dude himself. If you're using the missile launcher, it does stun him for a few seconds. So, shoot one, wait, shoot one, wait. But yeah, the goal is to try to get rid of the little ones, preferably before like 9:30. So this run actually here was a tiny bit slower than I'd like, but as you can see, now that they are all gone, now we can focus on the big guy. You want to wait to get on the ride until you can kind of have a nice big burst of the missile launchers. So you can see here, I'm not jumping on until I basically reload everything. Now that everything's loaded, I jump on, and then like DeVito says, then I started blasting. And from here on out, it's essentially just learning the attack pattern and knowing how to dodge certain things. That water ball, I don't know how to describe the pattern, but essentially he'll throw a ball in the direction that you want to go, so just go in the other direction. That jump maneuver that he just did right there is the most dangerous attack he has. It's kind of hard to avoid. You just need to get out of the way. If you're on a pal, it makes it a little easier. See, once again, he throws the water ball. You just go the opposite direction that you think it's going to go in, and you're essentially fine. This one is extremely easy to dodge because the balls are so slow. Those ice sickles, if you just stand behind a pillar, basically you just don't get hit by them, so that's extremely useful. That was already half of his attacks, and if you just learn those patterns, I think there's a couple more. He has, see, a water, so he thinks it's going to go there, and you just go the other way. Pretty easy. Easy peasy. And then again, this entire time you want to focus on using your mouse or number keys or whatever to switch between all of the missiles. Make sure you're constantly reloading and shooting. Make sure if he's behind a pillar that you don't shoot at him, because the missile will just go into the pillar and congratulations, you've done 0 damage. And that's always the worst feeling in the world. So far, he hasn't done the beam. Ooh. This is also scary, again, right here. Again, so far, I've gotten pretty lucky with that attack. Sometimes he'll jump right on your noggin and give you a concussion. In this case, he just kind of happened to hit the pillar, which is good for me. The bubble attack is no problem. Again, pretty slow. This one, once again, you just kind of move in a straight line, dodge the icicle if needed. And again, there's one attack where he kind of shoots like a laser beam at you. That one is... Okay, and then he does that one with the little water thing. So you can see here, I had a moment between attacks to basically switch out my missile launchers. The biggest thing when switching out your missile launchers, it takes half a second. You want to make sure you don't get caught basically with an attack, because once you get juggled and you lose your shield, you're basically one more hit away from just dying. So you can see I'm only switching my missile launchers when I have a moment to do so. And overall, it saves like 5 to 10 seconds of essentially reload time. Now, as far as when you kind of blow the entire load of like missile launchers, when you want to like, you know, really hit them with it. Oh, and there goes my Blasphemous. Now, is this the end of the run? Definitely not. You do get a slight damage increase from it, but if it ends up dying on you, it's fine. You'll see me here. I'm going to continue on without it, and I'm completely fine. But yeah, as far as what I was saying with all the missile launchers, you can shoot them all in the beginning and do like 4 rounds of missiles, or you can kind of do them in the middle like I did. Either way, at some point, you'll do them either at the end, the beginning, or middle. It just saves a little time on reloading. So it doesn't really matter when you do them, as long as you do them at some point. And now that we're on the feet, the patterns change a tiny bit, but surprisingly not too much. A lot of the attacks with this, you just want to use your parachute to basically get out in front of it right before he shoots it. That way it can't hit you. Anything else, just stand behind the pillars. I think at this point we've really seen most of the attacks. I get hit by that, but that's just because apparently I'm unskilled. That you can just avoid by being behind a pillar. And yeah, it's really not too bad. Definitely once you lose your ride, your damage will kind of slowly fall off. But as long as you kind of did a good job in the beginning and your Blasphemous didn't die too early, you'll be just fine. As you can see, he's more than half dead. A little, you know, over a quarter. But we've still got 4.5 minutes left. And, you know, we're good. Yeah, now we just have to let the rest of our like stat bonuses, increases work here. So all the gob fins, my attack pendants, the food that I ate, I'm basically just letting that kind of carry me. The weapon, of course, is important. As you saw, I'm using like 16 missile launchers. I know it's very hard to get because you have to farm the oil rig for quite a while to get it. It's not easy, and I understand. You know, this fight could also be made a lot easier if, you know, you had more of the advanced armor released in this update. I didn't even unlock like the plasma cannon yet, so who knows? Maybe the plasma cannon will help with this fight. For context of anyone viewing this on any other day that isn't today, this was recorded probably less than 6 hours after the update was released. So I'm currently essentially using all the equipment from before the update to beat this. I mean, there's a few minor exceptions, like obviously the advanced shield and stuff like that, but yeah, I'm essentially using stuff from before, which that's the crazy part is, you know, it's a hard fight, but a lot of the preparation for this fight is the same prep that all of us did for a lot of the raid bosses in the past. So half of the work is already done. And then obviously if that work isn't done, then more than likely you haven't done everything else in the game yet, so you're not even here. Therefore, I don't know why we're even talking right now. But yeah, not too bad. As you can see, less than 50,000 with 2 minutes left. We're hunky-dory. Like I said, if you do all the things that I do, this is where you'll be. If you decide to not do 1 or 2 of the things, obviously, maybe you'll cut a little deeper into the 2 minutes, but you should maybe be able to squeak by it. I think really the only non-negotiables is you need a lot of missile launchers, and you need gob fins. Those are like the non-negotiables, and if you do that, look at that, eliminated. Easy as that. What can I say? We will now receive his head, which is a little disturbing, but yeah.